My name's Jason Hansen. I've been in music all my life. I've performed and written lots of songs through the years in various bands. Music has always been a part of my life. I understand the energy, understand and enjoy the energy and the moments within music. I've been attracted to wedding DJing for kind of two different reasons. I've DJ'd dances before, back in high school and that kind of thing, and I found that I really enjoyed being a part of that energy, creating that energy, moving it in various ways, responding to it, and kind of keeping that flow going. Combine that with the celebration and the beauty and love in a wedding, can't beat it as far as I'm concerned. The biggest thing for me, aside from being a part of those moments and the energy of the celebration, is allowing the bride and groom, or the wedding coordinator, whoever, specifically the bride and groom, let go a lot of their worries that night. I can take on a lot of the scheduling, the emceeing, if you need something, you know, I'm your guy, that kind of thing. I like to take away any worries that I can of what's going to happen that night, and by being, you know, sort of mindful of the clock and of schedules, you know, that's something that I can worry about very easily that a bride and groom just don't want to have to worry about. Profile, and I go through it all myself and make notes prior, so that when I call, I'm not just stumbling through all this piece of paper in front of me. I ask if they've got time, I make arrangements so that we can sit down and talk for 20, 30 minutes if it need be. I try and build rapport right away, and usually I'm able to. In fact, I haven't not been able to. Then we'll go through the schedule of events for the night, get the specifics of the song. You know, I usually tell little anecdotes of things in the past. Every single one of them have had questions for me as for how do you suggest I do this? When should we do this? I've never, you know, done that before. How does that work? So I'm able to kind of, you know, walk them through the night from my perspective, and then ask them from their perspective what they want, what they don't want. Okay. You know, do you want me to be seen but not heard? Do you want me to be emceeing everything? The schedule, you know, all of that stuff, so that we kind of on the same page going in. Other than that, we make contact. They can contact me anytime after, but we'll spend considerable time on the phone at least once, making sure that we're both really comfortable with what's going to happen that night. I think it's pretty easy for a DJ to be obnoxious. You know, that hey, look at me. That's not my style at all. So I actually prefer those. It's the cases where they want all kinds of games and all kinds of encouragement by the DJ that I have to work a little bit harder at it. I'm comfortable with it. It's what I like. You know, it's easy enough for me to do. But I kind of like the perspective of, you know, be seen, be heard, not seen. Excuse me. Okay. First of all, as far as getting on site, I like to find my spot. Usually, I've contacted the on-site coordinator prior. I'll meet with him or her right away, find my spot, start to set up. You're looking at things like the power that I'm going to need, all of the basic stuff for me. But then I'll introduce myself to catering. Usually the food and beverage people are there. What I want to do is become a point of contact for everyone there. Because everyone's always got questions for the DJ, and the DJ's got a microphone, so the DJ can get things done if he needs to. So I make sure that I establish a rapport with everyone that's working that night to ensure that the event is a success. One of two ways. It's usually a bride and groom want, you know, again, the seen, the heard but not seen. In which case, you know, as guests arrive, I've got music playing, either by their selection or if they've given the selection to me by my selection. And then I'm just kind of laying low in the background. Other bride and grooms really want, you know, everything to be announced and everything to be really celebratory. So then, in that case, that's usually, you know, the social hour begins. The bride and groom haven't arrived. You know, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? Get everyone's focus on me to then put all that focus on the bride and groom as they come in, and then in those events usually there's announcements and sort of hoopla at every step of the way, which is really fun. So I play that completely depending on the feel that the bride and groom want, and that's why it's important again to establish that rapport and to have some good discussion time with them prior to the event. Awesome. I love the moments that happen in celebrations and the receptions. There'll be the moment where the father-daughter dance and everyone's, you know, everyone's watching, or there's that moment that weird Uncle Harry comes out and dances like crazy for 20 minutes and everyone laughs, or at the end of the night the last song that they've chosen to be their wedding song again, for instance, and the bride and groom on the dance floor, and everyone's sort of watching them, and it's, you know, bated breath. Every event has different moments, and that's my favorite part. I never know when they're coming. They're different every time. but I love when I find them, and I feel honored to be a part of them.